Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me for this webinar all about Google Analytics 4. Uh, so, my name is Joshua Lee. I'm the head of SEO at Raw, and we're a strategic search engine marketing agency based in Newcastle. And we mainly specialize in SEO and PPC, and also some content writing. But we also have some pretty unique offerings for our industry, including our DIY SEO platform and our trademarked SEO platform. As for me, like I say, I'm the head of SEO, so I'm responsible for developing, managing, and implementing strategic SEO campaigns to improve the organic visibility, rankings, and traffic for our clients and for Raw. On top of that, I also handle the website analytics and tracking arm of Raw. So this includes accurate website data tracking and setting up true and meaningful conversions. Getting straight into it, the objectives for this webinar obviously to help you gain some insights into what Google Analytics 4 is, the setup process, and also the importance of tracking and website analytics in a world that is very, very quickly becoming very cookieless. So what is Google Analytics 4? Google Analytics, often abbreviated as GA4, is the latest version of Google's web analytics platform. It was introduced to provide more advanced tracking capabilities and is a solution to tracking online performance for an increasingly privacy-conscious internet, and is a much-needed upgrade from its predecessor, Universal Analytics, or UA. GA4 has been designed to be future-proof, offering better insights, more flexibility, and a stronger focus on privacy and machine learning. Unlike its previous version, GA4 is built on event-based tracking rather than session-based tracking. This simply means that every user interaction tracked is treated like an event or as an event, providing a more granular level of data and making it much more actionable. In a world where more people are choosing to opt out of sharing their data, Google Analytics 4 has a greater emphasis on user privacy. It has been designed to work with or without cookies, largely to address the growing concerns around data protection and compliance with privacy regulations. Moreover, GA4 can use machine learning to predict user behavior based on your users who do not consent to cookies, essentially filling the gaps to help you see more in a cookieless market. GA4 is a powerful tool that provides flexibility and improved data privacy, making it vital for the new age of modern digital analytics. Moving on to why you should set up Google Analytics 4. So why should you set up Google Analytics 4? Choosing to set up Google Analytics 4 for your business is vital for a myriad of reasons. First and foremost, it will future-proof your tracking analytics. Using GA4 helps ensure that you and your company will remain at the forefront of data analytics technology. So GA4 offers enhanced cross-platform tracking, capturing more users who interact with your brand than ever before. Whether your customers, clients, or potential customers visit you using a website or an app, or both, GA4 can accurately report and track all of these interactions seamlessly. Tracking your customer journey separately using 3 different platforms is a thing of the past, and you can truly start to understand your user behavior across all of your touch points in one place. Another significant advantage of Google Analytics 4 is its ability to use machine learning. The platform uses AI to automatically highlight significant trends and insights from your data. For example, it can predict user actions like churn probability, some conversions, or even purchase and revenue data. This can obviously help you unlock the ability to make data-driven decisions for your marketing channels, business processes, and for your brand. GA4 also provides robust integration with other Google platforms and products like Google Search Console and Google Ads, 2 very powerful tools in digital marketing. Plugging these into your analytics property can help you gain more precise audience targeting and better ad performance measurement. For example, you can create custom audiences based on a range of user behavior and insights and use them in your Google Ads campaigns to retarget these users in potential future campaigns. Let's imagine you have users who visit your website and viewed a product but didn't purchase anything. You can use this audience, and track them using GA4 and then add them to Google Analytics and retarget, remarket to them in the future. Lastly, GA4 is designed with a privacy-first mentality. With the increasing need and importance of data privacy, GA4's ability to function without cookies is an incredibly important feature for all businesses. While the platform is compliant with privacy regulations, it will not make you wholly compliant with GDPR and data collection laws. However, when using GA4, you can still ensure that you're gathering valuable insights without compromising the consent of your users, essentially breaking their trust. So all in all, setting up a GA4 properly to report on your tracking analytics is crucial for gaining comprehensive insights, enhancing your marketing strategies, and ensuring that you're collecting data that is compliant with data privacy. Now you know why Google Analytics is so important. Let's go through how you can get started and set up GA4 in a few straightforward steps. I move over to GA4 here. You can see this is essentially what Google Analytics 4 looks like. It looks a little bit different for me because I'm already signed into a property. For you, it might look a little bit different. But essentially, all you need to do is find yourself this button here. Click admin in the corner. That's probably the best way to find it. And then it'll give you two options. It'll say account or property. For you, you'll want to start by creating an account. You'll get this step-by-step process. So all you want to do is name your account something that everyone will understand. So new GA4 account. If you're planning on sharing and using more Google products and services, I'd recommend ticking this option here and clicking next. Now, this step here, when you create an account, also allows you to create a property. So you sort of shortcut in here. So if we just call this new GA4 property, and like here, you can, if you're not in the UK, not based in the UK, you can change the time zone, you can change the location, and you can change the currency as well. If we click next, you can sort of describe your business to GA4, which might help inform the kind of insights that you gain. So let's say, for example, we're in auto and vehicles industry, and we have a medium-sized business, so 11 to 100 employees. We click next. Now, this is where the insights and learnings from GA4 can come into it. So if you say you want to generate more leads, you want to drive online sales and raise brand awareness as the three most important things to you, they'll start to give you personalized topics and insights and reports based on these kinds of business objectives. And of course, you've got the service agreement. So if you accept, obviously take the time to read through it, accept, you will have created your account here. For the time being, we're going to skip this section here. And we'll continue to home. So as you can see here in the top hand corner, and all accounts here, you can see I've created my new GA4 account property. And what we're going to do now is set up something called a data stream. So if we go into admin again, you can see it's a load of different settings here, but we're only important right now for the time being in data streams. And for this example, we use web, but as I previously discussed, you can also track app analytics as well, whether it's iOS or Android, but you can also track these things at the same time, which is great. So if we use web, you can see here, it prompts us to add a website. So I'm just going to say this is my website. Obviously, this would be your full URL here, and I'll name my stream my website and data stream, for example. It's important to note as well here that this section here should always be ticked. So enhanced measurement is essentially just a nice new feature from Google that gives you sort of these kinds of events by default. So if you want to see when people are downloading some files, if you want to see when some people are searching for specific products, for example, on a website, you can see here site search and file downloads are automatically collected from GA4. So if I click create and continue, you can see here that we've set up a data stream. And what you want to do now is, it's already prompting me to do that, which is fantastic, is to implement the tracking code. And there are several ways to implement a GA4 tracking code on your website. You can install it manually, which does require a little bit of web development knowledge. You can use a plugin if you've used a CMS to build or manage your website, like WordPress, Shopify, or Wix, and these all have plugins that you can use to add the GA4 tracking code to your website. Or you can use something called Google Tag Manager, which is what we recommend, and it's our recommended method of implementing the tracking code. It's how we implement it for all of our clients. So this here is the tracking code for GA4. It's essentially a bit of code that you put on your website, and it'll help feed the different kinds of events and be able to track all the different kinds of events from users. So if we go to into your data stream again, you can see view tag instructions at the top here. And you can see here that it already gives us some default examples of what kind of CMSs you could be using and how you can use a plugin to install it. So if you click here and select your platform, say you're using a Shopify in the auto industry, vehicles industry, it gives you a bespoke list of steps to carry out in order to add it to your website. Install manually, however, does require a little bit of web development knowledge, and that would mean you physically adding this to the website. If you've got an in-house web developer, that's even better. But generally speaking, we would recommend setting this up with Google Tag Manager. So with that in mind, if we go to Google Tag Manager, we're going to walk through the process of creating an account here, and then also how you can start to feed GA4 with Google Tag Manager. In a similar sort of vein, if we just name the account my website, and then this works in a similar sort of way to GA4 in that you have an account and you have containers, which are similar to properties. So a container is where you'll add in all your specific different kinds of tags, but we'll get to that in a moment. Again, call it my website container, something easy that everyone can understand. And again, for a web-based GA4 property, you want to select the web target platform here, and then create. Again, down the bottom, accept the terms and conditions and click yes. And again, it's already prompting us to do the next step here. So much like GA4, you'll want to you need to add code to the website in order for Tag Manager to work. There's a quick start guide as seen here that you can try and help get you started, but you will need some sort of web developer knowledge or some sort of resource that will help you get this onto the website. Much like GA4 as well, there are some CMSs and some plugins that can do this automatically for you, but we do not always recommend you do this as it can complicate the setup and sometimes can mess your website a little bit. But generally speaking, if you have some sort of knowledge of web development or you have some resource, someone in your team who can do this, that would be the best way to pursue this going forward. So once we have this set up, you'll want to navigate to tags. Yeah. And you want to click new. And this might all look very, very complicated, but all we're doing here is sending a message to GA4 that we want to track the information using the data stream. So let's name our tag something appropriate. So we call it GA4 property tracking code, something like that. And if we go into tag configuration, there'll be a load of different things, and it again might feel a little bit overwhelming, but all you're going to do is click Google Tag. And as you can see here, it gives you the option of tag ID. And what you want to do is go back to your Google Analytics 4 property you newly created. Again, if you go to admin and data streams, find that data stream, and you'll take the measurement ID here, and you'll just copy that, and you'll put it here. So again, all you're doing is telling Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager that they want to speak to each other. And as for the triggering, which you can think of a Tag Manager code as the tag is the barrel of the gun and the trigger is the actual, so what causes the tag to fire. If we go to choose a trigger, you can see there are 3 default options, and all we'll want to do here is make sure that we click initialization. Yeah, and then we save that. And you've essentially what you've done is just created a link between Google Tag Manager and GA4. And if we click submit and then publish, very important that once you make changes in GA4 that you publish a container just to make sure these changes have sank and they start to take place. And there you go. You have your GA4 tracking code tag all set up. And then in time, what you'll begin to see is data flowing from your website and flowing from the GA4 GTM tag. So that's a very, very quick way of how to set up GA4 and using Tag Manager, which can give you a lot more functionality and a lot more scope in the future to do quite exciting things with GA4. Okay, so overall, if I go back to presenting here, in this webinar, we hope you've understood why website analytics is so crucial, especially for any website trying to thrive in the online world. We've hopefully equipped you with some knowledge and some tools to help you start tracking your website traffic and get some conversions set up effectively. And by gaining these insights from analytics data, all attendees should hopefully be empowered to make some more informed decisions, optimize your online presence, and drive some business growth. Thank you for listening.